Everybody wondered what kind of difference a Nick Caley could make with this tight end group, considering that he's been a position group tight end coach. Are you seeing changes? Are you seeing a transformed Dalton Schultz, for example?
Yeah, I think the tight end room has looked a good amount better to me. I think they're more put in their situations to kind of excel in their roles. They really have had four guys that have played a lot at the tight end role. Obviously, the top three, and then Jakob Johnson's gotten in there a pretty good amount as well. Jakob's more of the straight blocker. Cade can kind of do a little of everything. Brevin's more of a he can make stuff happen after the catch. And Schultz has had a pretty good camp, in the receiving game. I think he's had multiple plays kind of every single camp that okay, like he makes one play here, he makes a play here, he's gotten a couple touchdowns. He's had a pretty good camp. I think the tight end room will have kind of a bounce back season. They really struggled last year. They had some injuries, and then Schultz didn't really play all that well. Cade Stover was he was a younger guy. He was kind of thrown into a role that maybe he shouldn't have been thrown into. So I would expect the tight end room to definitely look better than they have in the past.
I don't know if you noticed, but he was quoted as saying that, there's maybe some things that he had to fix in the offseason as far as his health is concerned.
Yeah.
They asked him, were you 100% last year? And, his answer was basically nobody's 100%. So basically he took accountability, but
Yeah,
at the
he
same
did.
time
Yeah.
saying that there was stuff going on.
Absolutely, yeah. He definitely was dealing with some stuff, and like I said, I think there was certain situations where you just can't expect a guy who's never been a blocking tight end to go block an edge rusher, or certain things like that happened for almost every guy in that room. But one of the things that I noticed at camp and stuff was if they're going to ask one of these tight ends to go help and block, there's always going to be multiple guys. It's never going to be just asking Dalton Schultz to do it. There was a couple plays where they would ask Dalton Schultz and Cade Stover, or Dalton Schultz and a running back or someone. They would have multiple guys there trying to give them help. And another thing from the Schultz presser was I know he talked about less is more. Sometimes in the just as a whole, I think you're going to see kind of some maybe a little bit less snaps for him. More just focusing on the receiving game, less asking him to do stuff in the blocking game. And I think that's where he excels. So that's something that you should see from him probably.